West Nile virus has returned to the GTA. Officials in Halton region reporting this week a positive test in a bird, making it the first in our area for the season. Halton's medical officer of health saying in a written statement, in part, until the fall frost, residents should continue to protect themselves and their families against mosquito bites and remove mosquito breeding sites. Meanwhile, up north, 2 wild birds in the city of North Bay have tested positive, according to the local health unit.
In 4 to 5 people, nothing at all. There are no symptoms. It would go completely unnoticed.
Dr. Dale Kalina is a chief medical information officer and infectious diseases specialist at Brant Community Healthcare System. He says of those infected with West Nile, about 20% develop symptoms.
Cold-like, flu-like symptoms, just like you know and love from most other viruses. But the worrisome thing is that in a very, very small number of people, there can be neurologic problems.
He tells us humans contract the illness through mosquito bites. Adding, other than people, the virus impacts birds, but other pets like cats and dogs should be safe. However, something to take note of, this summer is expected to be an active mosquito season.
Many calls from everywhere, from people who never experienced this amount of mosquitoes ever after living in that same property after 10 or 15 years.
Meanwhile, Steve Rodriguez Castro is with Mosquito Man, one of the pest control companies serving the GTA. He says this year the company is seeing high mosquito activity, explaining factors like location, yard clutter, and weather all play a part.
Because of the mild winter, allowed mosquitoes and other types of insects to multiply really easily. Right, with rain, with water, with piles. Just make sure that you keep your yard clean. If you have any standing water, make sure you drain it out. You know, just don't leave any toys hanging out there because they can catch water. Mosquitoes can breed from anywhere, right? Any tires.
You may recall the first Canadian case of West Nile virus was detected in Windsor in 2001. At the time, there was a lot of concern about how the footprint of the virus would develop over a long time span. How have our expectations now compared with the reality of West Nile in Canada?
Yeah, so I think over the course of the past 20 years, one was worried about it spiraling out of control and really there being a lot of West Nile virus. And that's what you might remember from kind of the early 2000s. What we've actually seen is a waxing and waning of disease.
Most major municipalities, including the City of Toronto, run larvicide programs treating catch basins and stagnant water sites to kill mosquito larvae. On top of the usual advice to remove standing water from outside your home and to use an insect repellent with DEET, there is one other piece of advice you might not have heard.
Keeping shrubs and things like that cut down because that's where adult mosquitoes like to live during the day.
For City News, I'm David Zura.